Latest trend, bounty after bounty is being announced to behead people, open calls for violence. There's a barrage of bloodthirsty comments being made. Even today, it's time to put a stop to this. The law is meant to deter. But if a long rope is given to these barbaric threat call makers, where does that leave our nation? So, hashtag, let's stop the threats here, right here. Let's debate.
There have been beheadings, there have been stabbings, and it is all a wake-up call that bloodthirsty calls for violence must stop. Yet today, again, there was this call for violence in Mewat.
जय भीम ने ऑफर दिया था 1 करोड़ रुपए की। मैं मेवात पूरी की तरफ से दे रहा हूँ। अगर जो नुकुल शर्मा की जीप काट के लाएगा, पूरी मेवात की तरफ से 2 करोड़ रुपए का ऑफर है।
Earlier, there was this statement by Gauhar Chishti.
डेफिनेटली हमारी मल्टीपल टीम्स में लगी हुई है। मैं बहुत सारे डिटेल्स आपके साथ एग्जैक्टली शेयर नहीं कर सकता कि उसकी क्या लोकेशन है, कहाँ है, कैसे है। उसी एफआईआर में जो एफआईआर दर्ज करी गई, वो भी रेलेवेंट सेक्शंस के अंदर, उसमें हम 4 लोग अभी तक गिरफ्तार कर चुके हैं और हमारे पास है क्रेडिबल इन्फॉर्मेशन। हम लोग प्रयास कर रहे हैं, जल्दी हम गौहर चिश्ती को भी गिरफ्तार करेंगे।
In fact, Salman Chishti, Ajmer Dargah's Khadim, was smirking and flashing victory signs after beheading calls against Nupur Sharma. Earlier, there were those like AIMIM's Imtiaz Jalil making such calls.
भी ये मांगनी करते हैं कि नुपुर शर्मा को फांसी की सजा मिलनी चाहिए करके, वरना अगर उसे आसानी से छोड़ दिया गया तो उसका कोई अंत ही नहीं रहेगा।
Deterrence is the only way out. It is time for tough action and severe punishment as per law. Let's debate.
The question here is on bloodthirsty speech, and my first question is to Pawan Sinha. Professor Pawan Sinha, as a scholar, and also as a conscientious citizen, we have seen these threats become repetitive, which means obviously, Binay, that those who are making the threats feel that nothing is going to happen to them. You can keep making sartan se juda comments. It's going to get a few radicals, few fanatics to support you, and there's a feeling that there will be no tough action, and that's what I'm most concerned about. Professor Sinha, it's become a trend of late these days.
Yes, definitely, and this is very dangerous trend, which we are seeing not from now, but we have been seeing it from last so many years, and it started with Akbaruddin, who said that stay out the police for 15 minutes and we'll show what we are. So this threat trend is really very dangerous, very harmful for the unity and integrity of India, for the development of India, and hence our police, our intelligence, they should be very strict, and at the same time, judiciary should be very strict and penalize such I don't hesitate to use the word goons, such goons very, very early. The case should not be lingered down, and they should be sent behind the bars and specific.
But these people you describe as goons, these people have been making these statements obviously with some intention. They're not doing so without an intention. Maybe they have aspirations. Maybe they feel that they can radicalize, they can get political support from some groups. It's not being made innocently. These people have clear intentions, which is why they are doing this. Binay, what do you think? Binay?
Arnab, what I said, look, that there is the intention, you want to know the intention. There is 2 types of terrorism. One is bullet terrorism. So the terrorism in which violence is used. The second is intellectual terrorism. Your knowledge skills or your legal skills or your skill of information or the weaponized information, weaponized propaganda, it is used to further the fault lines of a country. It is used to implode the society from within. And look what has happened. Somebody said something about Goddess Kali, and what was the latest statement made by her? That India is a hate machine. So somebody want to demean India, demonize India, and whole this chaos is intended to that, it is targeted to that. You want to frame the greatest democracy of this earth, India, as a hate machine. So this is what they want.
I think the reason also is, Binay, the reason also is the infamous but, because when you, if I were to ask Atik about this, colleague, you know, if I were to ask Atik about it, he would say, yes, the calls to behead are very bad, but, and then he'll go on and talk about BJP, RSS, Bajrang Dal, etc.
But if and but.
If and but. Yeah, the if and but. That is the problem. There is no unequivocal condemnation.
Arnab, let me make a point.
May I come in, Arnab?
So I see many gentlemen, they are criticizing everything what is going on, but they are loaded with if and but. So without if and but, even the hate speeches, even the killing of the people on the name of religion, that is also now condemned without if and but. So why it is loaded with if and but? And see the dual speak, Arnab. On one hand, if it comes to Nupur Sharma, you are not, generous enough to give her a discount that, okay, what she said falls into the right to expression category. But when it comes to Mani Mekalai, when it comes to TMC leaders, when it comes to Muhammad Jubair, so here you are generous enough to give him a discount that, okay, what he said, comes into the right to expression category.
And there isn't, the condemnations, Khaliqur Rahman, are very weak. When the condemnations come, it's more in the nature of, yeah, it's bad, but the RSS is terrible. Yeah, calls for beheading are bad, but we don't like the Bajrang Dal. The point being, has the RSS made a beheading threat? Has the Bajrang Dal said that I will offer 2 crore rupees for someone's head? You see, Khaliqur, you understand this, and one person says this country will shape.
Fancy dialogues.
Yeah, so these dialogues are being made, but they're not just dialogues. They're far more dangerous than that. Khaliqur Rahman, why is there this, when these bloodthirsty calls are being made, first of all, why are these calls being made? Why are these calls being made? Where is the loud anger against such calls being made? Why are people like you and Atikur Rahman not hitting the streets on these issues? Yes, please, Khaliqur.
First of all, Arnab, I would like to take back your words because, we are coming to the debate, but we are not the people who are actually, hitting the streets. We are the people actually, and especially as far as I am concerned, let me tell you my point of view, because I've been from the day one in very strong words condemning whatever is happening here, irrespective of the religion, whichever religion people are involved. And whatever has happened actually here in our country, this is very, very unfortunate. And this is intolerable, I will tell you. And this is something which...
No, why is it happening? Why is it happening, Khaliqur? Let me ask you, why is it happening? Where is the influence coming from? Where is the influence coming from?
See, actually, let me tell you. Now, going back to Udaipur. Udaipur, it is the failure of the government of Rajasthan's intelligence. Because when already they had, given the threat.
No. My question is, why are these calls being made? No. Of course, it's a failure of the Rajasthan government in many ways. But why are the calls being made? Why are these? Yes. Give me the reason. Give me the reason, in your view, why these clerics and individual and radicalized elements of late are making these Sar Tan Se Juda calls. Why are they making these calls? Where is this trend coming from?
Then see, whoever is making these calls, it is highly condemnable because.
No, but why are these calls being made? Why are these calls being made? Why? Where is it coming from?
Whoever, that's the reason I'm telling you.
Whoever is not an answer, Khaliqur. We need to have an open conversation on why are these calls being made? Why has it become a trend of late?
Can I answer this question?
No, if it's a trend, it is the duty of the government.
The government is not behind the trend. No, 1 minute. You see, the problem is, Khaliqur, soon you will next say it's because of the BJP, because Modi is in power. Please understand. Why are these calls being made? Why has this become a trend? Where is this Sar Tan Se Juda mentality come from, Atikur?
We, the community, stands responsible for this.
Who?
We, the community, stands responsible for this. It is the matter of the ulama and the Islamic scholars who never came 15 days back and said that blasphemy does not exist in Quran. What Nupur said is not blasphemous. She should be pardoned on the lines of the Prophet's way and understanding. She stands pardonable under Islamic law. Herein we failed. This should be corrected immediately. No beheading
and you're saying
not permitted in the Quran.
And you're saying that because because scholars and clerics did not speak up at that point of time. They should have spoken up when, after the Nurpur controversy first broke, these calls, Sar Tan Se Juda calls, became viral in our country. There was absolutely no regard for the legal process. An atmosphere was created where the law is not going to be executed by the courts, but by these so-called courts set up on the streets of this country. At that point of time, why did people not intervene? Tell me today, when you are speaking so openly on here on this channel, then tell Pawan today, where did we fail? Where did the voices fail from within the Muslim community at that point of time, who should have come out and said, please stop. Stop this Sar Tan Se Juda mentality. And there are politicians who are igniting the fires there as well, Atik.
I want to make a very quick remark.
Yes, Pawan.
Day one, I was on news channels telling the people that this should be corrected with
most of the
immediate
clerics,
effect.
are
the Kerala governor never
instigating
echoed my point.
such youth.
They are sitting on their
maybe
ivory towers,
from Barelvi sector, they may be from Devband sector. They have been instigating. And if Rahmani Sahab like people, they are in minority. They are in minority. And second thing, we must understand that this is an act which is supported by outside powers who want to destabilize. That's why the Home Ministry immediately asks for NIA. This is a terrorist act. This terrorism is a part of asymmetric warfare that is being launched against India from 1986 in Jinnah's time. So this is an open secret now, and there are many organizations which are working in India, instigating.
What causes me concern? What causes me concern, though I have no, deep knowledge on the subject, is that Ajmer has been seen to be the seat of India's Sufi syncretic tradition. And the fact that these comments are being made in Ajmer, Binay, this itself is shocking. That somebody, therefore, some external force, somebody wants to polarize the atmosphere to this country to take some obvious benefit, and it's dangerous in a border state. Yes, Binay.
Arnab, it's not a matter of a single chishti. You know, the emotions of a target group are being used to implode the society from within. And my friend is my, panelist friend. He's right when he says that there is a conspiracy against India. And this is not for the first time, Arnab. There are history in the past. Operation Gibraltar was there, Operation Topak was there, Operation Pincod was there. And that was Operation Topak, in which it was said that bleed India with 1,000 cuts. This is a perfect case where they are trying to bleed India using the propaganda warfare, using propaganda as a weapon. And Arnab, I always say that these things are not organic. These are fabricated, these are planned. And it's basically not a matter of Hindu versus Muslim. It's not a matter of Hindu versus Muslim. Arnab.
So I want Khalikur to comment on what was said earlier by Atik. Do you agree with him?
Yes, I do agree. For the reason is because the clerics should have, come out immediately on the TV channels, and what was said, especially Sar Tan Se Juda, should have been condemned by one and all. But these are the people actually who have actually made such statements. They should have been immediately rounded up. Actually, I mean, the government should not show any kind of mercy. Because what is important is, as my esteemed co-panelist said, this is not something which is against Hindu and Muslim. Because we coexist here, we live in a total communal harmony. But if there is a conspiracy, then the conspiracy has to be unearthed and as soon as possible, because the India is a country where we cannot, afford to have this kind of situation. Wherein somebody, is trying to make that kind of
absolutely.
Because of this,
Khalikur, I'm sorry I've run out of time, but I shall say this, that personally, I also believe that is also a responsibility of the media to make sure we are not a mute spectator to this. The problem in our country is if the media feels, we'll be a mute, we cannot remain a mute spectator to this either. We have a responsibility as well.
And we have a responsibility as well. Calling such type of clerics to your show. Why don't you stop calling such type of clerics to your show?
Well, let me tell you, Khaliqur Rahman, we don't call those voices on our show. We call people like Atikur Rahman, we call people like you with whom we hopefully can have a reasonable discussion and debate. And people like you and Khaliqur Rahman and Atik and Professor Pawan Sinha and Binay, when you debate, then hopefully some reason comes out of all this. So viewers, I just say we cannot remain a mute spectator. I believe we need to question Hindu phobia.
Absolutely.
We need to question this Sartan se juda mentality.
Absolutely.
We need to stop the threats. And we need to be very clear. The other point I made today on the program, we need to be clear about media ownership in this country, viewers. If the media is going to facilitate, encourage or provoke violence, then it is doing a greatest disservice. And I shall see you tomorrow, viewers. Great being with you tonight. Good night and goodbye.